What's going on, everyone? Richard Yeppez here with the Lending Labyrinth. Thank you for joining me as we navigate through the twists and turns of the Lending Labyrinth, featuring expert interviews, industry trends, and real-life stories that shed light on all aspects real estate and mortgages. Together, let's explore the world of lending as we empower ourselves with the knowledge needed to make financial decisions. So I'd like for you to introduce yourself. Tell our listeners where you're from, how long have you been in the real estate business, and then what's your favorite color?
Okay. So again, my name is Deidra Reasor. I am actually born and raised from San Antonio. I've been in real estate since 2023.
Awesome.
I moved to Houston, funny enough, right before the pandemic. So 2020 February.
Yeah.
So a month before we shut down. And then my favorite color is blue. Tiffany blue.
Awesome. So we wanted to, we're so happy that she could be with us today because real estate is ever evolving and we always need an outsider expert opinion because me and Lynn only know so much. And so we wanted to bring, so how did you fare the freeze? A lot of y'all who don't know out there, Houston got a little bit of snow. How did y'all fare? How did you and the family fare with the snow?
Oh, we had a blast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so much fun. My kids, we went and played in it. I was like a kid in a candy shop. I don't think I've experienced.
Well, you're from San Antonio. I think San Antonio would get the same level of snow Houston does, right?
Well, they got like 2 inches.
Yeah.
So we all get no snow. So
yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
I think it was a perfect amount of snow. We were able to wake up to snow. Mm-hmm. The kids got to play in the snow,
and it kept snowing.
And then like around 2:00, the sun came out, and then everybody, it's just like it all melted away.
It was gone. No, it was perfect.
We hosted a competition of who could build the best snowman from the people in our office.
Oh yeah.
Pam built an actual life-size Teddy Roosevelt, and I was like, I didn't think it snowed that much.
Now it's not. Now Pam's not that tall anyway, so it's not that impressive. Pam's like 5'5", 5'4". But yeah, Pam kind of like, so the prize was a Starbucks gift card. So of course everybody likes free coffee around here.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out Paul cheated.
Yeah, he was walking around the neighborhood. So other people snowman and just
so you had to build a snowman, but take a picture next to it, and so he was just walking in his neighborhood and saw the snowman.
Gosh, that is cheating.
And he said, "Ta-da!" But Pam did end up winning by popular demand, even if Paul cheated. But Pam ended up winning. So man, welcome to February. Thank God. And
it went by fast.
It's almost March. So yeah, this just seems like January just came and went. And now we're in a new month. And so I don't know if y'all do know, if y'all keep up with Groundhog's Day. Pensatani Phil saw his shadow. So apparently we're supposed to be getting
the same statistics that you did. It's only 30% accurate.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, they've been doing this forever. And
forever.
3 more weeks of Renner, okay?
3 more weeks?
6 more weeks.
Since when was Groundhog Day?
Last Sunday.
Yeah. So 6 more weeks?
Is it 6 or 3? I thought it's 3.
No, it's 6 more weeks.
No, I think it's 3. Google it.
It's already like 70 degrees outside.
It is.
Oh, it's 81 today.
30% that it's correct.
I think the groundhog.
Right. So damn that groundhog. But so again, I think this kind of leads us into today's topic about springing into buying a home, and just kind of, everybody's been in their home. We've gotten past the holidays. We've gotten past the new year. Mm-hmm. Everybody's starting to get their income tax checks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have
So
you seen a lot of movement on that? Like people talking about it?
Not yet. I've seen people talk, but not too much.
Yeah.
They just allowed people to start filing. So I think 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So it's going to start
coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm completely fine with that. What better way to put that money to work is then put it into an investment like a house.
Yes.
Right. So
Savings
the biggest thing I want to talk about today, and all of our topics come from the lovely ChatGPT, and so 5 questions that we should ask before we sell a home.
Start introducing it not as a lovely chat.
Jubilee. You want me to call her Jubilee?
I mean, just be consistent with it.
Our guests gonna think I'm crazy because I've named my Chat GPT. Her name is Jubilee.
I've named my robot. Her name is Jenny the Bot.
Jenny the Bot. See, I'm not that crazy.
Then own it.
But the biggest reason why is because I hate having to say, "Hey, Chat GPT, say this." Hey, Chat. It's easier if I say
Jubilee. That's
Jubilee.
Perfect.
Can you tell me this?
Jubilee gave me some questions to ask.
So Jubilee provided today's topic. She's the producer behind the scenes. Not a lot of people know that. But, going in the spring, asking questions before selling a home, I'm sure you get this all the time, but if that number one question, you're sitting across from me, I'm thinking about selling my home. That number one question right now is, how much is my home currently worth? What are some of the things that you go into with a seller that wants to put his house on the market, but that's the number one question, what do I put on the market for?
Yeah, so first step, obviously we do a CMA, comparative market analysis, just to, we have to specific for that house, look at what's selling around it, the year of the home, what the upgrades are of the house. So if it's, a 2003 home and it hasn't been touched in 20 years, then we may have to do some upgrades compared to like what other homes are selling for. So just, first step is always to decide, what are other homes selling for.
Is there ever a bring down to reality conversation?
Almost every time. Almost every time. You ask them, what's the number that you have? Well, everybody goes to Zillow. Everybody goes to Zillow before they come and ask me.
Right. Remember, ask your agent professionals first, ladies and gentlemen. Zillow is not the way.
Zillow is not the way.
She's an expert at doing the CMAs. So she utilizes it not just on the seller side, but also on the buyer side, because we've done a few of those whenever we've taken buyers out, or she's taken buyers out, and she's looking for specific price points and then negotiating seller concessions. She's looking at all of those and running CMAs on both sides of the work. So I think you're brilliant at that.
Yeah. Well, funny story background. I used to work for an appraisal office for 3 years.
Hey, that helps you. I'm sure that helps you tremendously when you're having these conversations.
It does a lot. Yeah. I think how appraisers think, which at the end of the day, that's what the value. If you're on a loan, you have to have it. The home has to appraise.
Right.
So you don't have to go back to the table and renegotiate. So it's a very.
So do you ever dip that into the? Well, I used to work back in the day for
always. It comes up. Well, I tell them, hey, I'm pretty good. I like to think I'm pretty good at CMAs because I used to work for an appraisal office. They taught me their ways.
Right. So do you ever kind of let them take a shot in the dark and say, what do you think this house is worth?
Always ask that question.
And then you come across and then you're like, oh, that's really close, but we're going down.
Yeah. Well, I prepare the CMA before we meet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I'm prepared when we walk into.
Visuals are good. I need visuals. Yes.
Yep. So I have my little report. I say, hey, what's your number that you're thinking of? And then if they're high, I'll be like, well, and here's the stats. Yeah. Here's the real thing. Here's the facts of what's going on.
And that's good. Like you said, if you're relying on something like Zillow's not going to tell you this is why. They're just going to say, I think it's this, where you providing that whole report, hey, it's this because of this, and this. Mm-hmm. And you're showing them the visuals. The house on the street did this, and maybe the house around the corner did this. And so I think that's very important when you're working with someone that is going to give you the right information and not just give you something you want to hear.
Yeah.
Richard and I constantly have this debate about like what our house is worth,
mm-hmm.
and he has his idea, and I have my idea. Mine are pretty much more down to realistic. No way.
Oh and you always have that personal, especially.
It's not a personal thing, though.
And I will say the people that have put their money and time into like upgrading a home in a certain way that they think is gonna bring up the value $20,000. Well, that's not realistic. So you have to.
So me and my pool are.
Your $100,000 pool is not $100,000 value.
Right. So you said something that kind of leads us into question number 2. About looking at their home opposed to homes in a neighborhood. Do you suggest upgrades? Like the second question is repairs and upgrades. So like if your home's a little more not dated, but maybe just not with the trend that's going now. I know there was one time like a certain color was in every house you looked at.
Well,
So,
yep, that was gonna be my answer. So paint.
uh-huh.
Paint is like the easiest upgrade that you can make.
Right.
The least expensive upgrade that you can do. Right now the trend is like this color of this office, like the off gray, off white,
Right.
very bright colors.
Yeah.
Now, and back in 07, 08, all the 10, 20-year-old homes have that like mustard tannish color, and that's not what people want.
I feel like 10 years ago, it was like about accent walls.
Yes, yes.
Everybody had an accent wall.
Our last house, when we bought it, which was about, what, how old was it?
I think it was 2015 when it was built. No,
No.
it's 208. 208.
Yeah,
I think it was
but
2008.
the seller had this huge accent wall, and the other walls were like that mustard, yellowish, tannish color. But it had this huge accent wall that had like a completely different kind of color. It was green, and it had like the weirdest texture on it.
Gosh.
And of course, forever. And Richard and I come in and be like, "We'll take it." And then whenever we came to sell it, it was like, man, that whole texture was.
Yeah, the guy who bought our house is like, oh yeah, that's
going.
That's going. That's the first thing to go.
Oh yeah, I just sold my personal house that had the tan, and that is every single person that wanted to put an offer on the house. They were like, we need a quote to see how much this is going to cost to paint it.
So paint, guys. So remember, paint is the easiest thing to fix because I would assume it's a visual thing, right? It's just like especially when you're saying like whites like this are like more attractive. That means it kind of gives you a blank canvas to work off of, right?
Yep.
Or if you have little munchkins running around your house,
touching fingers.
That's the case. My whole house needs to be black, so you can't see it.
Yep.
Okay, so so paint. I can definitely see that. I think everybody who comes in wants to make their home theirs and kind of put their staple on it. Okay, so we always like to see this one. Third question is how would selling their home affect their financial situation? I think we've kind of dealt with a lot of people who've upgraded, downgraded, or just kind of moved from another city. We've been talking a lot about, a lot of people from California, they're going to start getting these $1 million insurance checks. And they could just come straight to Houston and put down 100% cash.
Yep. Yep.
But we got some kind of statistic the other day that said Cypress and
Katy
were the two most popular zip codes to move to.
In Texas, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I got that's good. I got a report. I don't remember. I'll have to send it to you guys. Top 50 subdivisions from last year.
Yeah.
And Sunterra was number 3.
Where's Centera?
Katy.
Oh, Katy. Got it. Yeah. Well,
Bridgeland was on there, number 7.
Yeah.
There was 12.
And I think that's it. I think it's because Cypress has Bridgeland, which is totally expanding.
Big time.
Big time. And Katy still has room to grow, and they're expanding as well. It's not so much that people are trying to get into old Cypress, which is the other side of 290. Yeah. It's all this new construction, that got everybody moving.
There's a ton of growth happening.
I'm really big on new neighborhoods because when you drive down there and there are the trees. I'm a big tree guy.
Yes.
And everybody's trees are being held together by 2 strings because they're brand new trees. I want to see big oaks in my backyard. I want to see huge trees.
I think we have a healthy combination of both in our
No, I think we really got lucky because we have a green.
Cypress has a good. I would say new construction though. You see less trees.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I like the older Cypress for that reason.
Yes.
That's
Coles Crossing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big trees. Absolutely. Is it the right time to sell based on the current market? Now, I'm sure that's a question you get. Should I even sell my house right now? Because interest rates are what they are.
Right now in February.
Right.
If someone were to walk up to me and ask me that right now, I would say March, April, probably more April would be a better time. Just because it's not to say people aren't moving. People are moving at all time, but more people move. You have a bigger buyer pool to towards the summer
More
months.
people are wanting to buy in March and April than they are.
So, as a seller, would you say if I was coming to you in February, I would probably get more bang for my buck to sell right when
If you have the ability to wait
Mhm.
and you're not on a financial reason to move or a job reason to move, I would wait till April.
Nice. Like,
Mhm.
and not that you couldn't start prepping your house
Right.
by
'Cause that
painting
takes
it.
like a month as well.
Right.
Decluttering it.
Right. Getting all the
cleaning
pictures
it.
out of your
Yeah.
family and
Yep.
stuffing them in the garage.
Yeah. So it's right now is a good time to start having those conversations.
Right. Right. So preparing yourself. So because summer, gosh, like we
It's
said,
coming.
it's going to be here before we know it.
You turn 18 and then everything happens.
Fast.
in a
25.
flash. 25. I'm sorry.
25.
Turn 25.
I want y'all to explain that to the listeners. So it's a census that you just stay 25 forever because that's the age where
Your
you have the
brain-
epiphany of who you're going to be for the rest of your life.
Your brain is fully developed and you can rent a car.
There
So
you go.
it's the perfect
That's
age.
That's the 25, ladies and gentlemen. That's when you can rent a car
So
and make
how old am I turning next year?
25.
Yes, there you go.
Okay. I'll have
No,
to.
44.
I don't know if your brain's fully developed, but.
I think it's getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah, or younger. Yeah, maybe.
It's getting.
However
You
want to see
you
it.
got Benjamin Button over there.
Benjamin Button backwards. I wish. That would be nice.
Okay, so I've come to you. You've convinced me to paint my house. You've convinced me to kind of get everything in motion so we can sell it in March. You've given me some upgrades to do. You've kind of explained market conditions. Now my last question is after I sell this home, what's the next move for me? I'm selling my home. Like, what's that conversation usually like when you're with your customers? I'm ready to sell my house, but
Well, where are you
now
going to
what?
live next?
Right, right.
So
Every seller's a buyer, right?
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, we have people moving out of state. Obviously, I have referrals across different states, so I can help them. But if they are looking to buy a home, we will, at the same time as we're prepping to sell, we will also start hunting to buy.
Nice.
So what's your budget?
Right, absolutely.
We look at their net sheet so that way they'll know approximately down payment. We got to get a lender. We got to get pre-approved. So I send them my preferred lender. You guys. We as soon as they get pre-approved, we can start looking for homes.
Is the sweet spot to kind of always have a scenario where either you have a lease back, and for those of you who don't know, a lease back is being a landlord for a certain amount of time, so it gives you time to move out of the house after you sell it. The person that bought your house will maybe charge you a per diem per day.
Mm-hmm.
So if it took me a week to get everything that I had in that house out, then he would charge me 5 days worth of stuff, 5 days worth of time to get out of the house.
And actually, I'm seeing that more.
Yeah.
That's becoming more common. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because they want that extra week, 2 weeks to just get out of the house.
We just closed the deal 30 days to get out of the house, which is understandable. It was a big property. But man, I couldn't even. I guess the biggest thing is if I bought something, I want it now, and that's Amazon Prime's fault.
Yes.
But for you to say, all right, you own this house, but you can't move in for 30 days.
Yeah.
But I want to see it.
I have a colleague who they listed the house in Bridgeland and went under contract in 2 days, and the sellers were not prepared for that. So my colleague took them immediately and was just looking for rentals to do some type of small short-term rental just to get out of the house.
You gotta move to a move,
I know.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
I don't know if I would recommend that. If you can find a house you like,
so
buy
you've been in the market for quite some time. You've been doing this for so long. Like, what is that record listing time that you've had where you're like, sign in the ground? Oh, wait a minute, we got an offer.
Oh man, the shortest I was 30 days.
30
I've had
days
so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not in when the whole 21, 22
that was
craziness
like
was going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's when I should have got my license.
That's when the migration from San Antonio to Houston was happening.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and everyone else was migrating with me.
Right. No, definitely. You brought some people with you. So So I guess when people kind of go from a sell to a buy scenario, I think the idea, and we kind of see them here for approval purposes, we've seen scenarios where they would close on their house in the morning, they would buy a house in the afternoon, and it kind of leaves it where they're not homeless
Hmm.
because they kind of go from one place to the other. Um, and so, have you seen an area of Houston where you see more? I mean, we just said Katy and Cypress, but are you seeing these hidden areas of Houston that maybe that's getting a lot of attentions that we're not thinking about?
So lately, New Caney
Okay,
has popped up on the top
yeah, I
list
could
of
see that.
people moving to New Caney.
Yeah,
New Caney Porter area.
I could see that.
Yeah, I've been.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, we just a new processor in our office, Cassandra. She would do New Katie.
Yep. I've
Um,
been seeing that pop up a lot,
yeah.
and it's very affordable out there. It's
Do you
still.
think that's the reason why? Because the tax rate is even for
It's.
new construction is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's still, I want to say, 45 maybe minutes from downtown.
Right.
So.
Yeah, 59 is not as bad as 45.
Yep.
Like,
But affordability is really good, and the tax rate, like you said, Cypress.
they've built a lot.
Yes.
Out there.
They have.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that because you're only a hop, skip, and a jump away from Humble, where the
Mhm.
mall is in
Mhm.
1960, and the airport. You're really close to the airport. Man, New Caney. Maybe we need to market New Caney. No, I don't want to move to New Caney. I don't think I can move again for a while. Moving is such a hassle, and you just bought a home.
Yeah. I tell my husband everything's for sale. Don't get too comfortable.
That's
For
awesome.
the right price, we're out.
I don't really like that fridge. Let's sell it. Let's sell it with the house. Oh, good. I think.
If we move, our fridge is going to have to stay with the house.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of.
One of those Samsung fridges that have the panels on it that can turn different colors.
Yes. Okay.
So ours is white, which matches our whole kitchen, and I think it's kind of a conversation topic anytime anybody comes over.
Because you can't see.
Yeah.
I
pretty
love
much.
that.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
We spent a lot of ideas. I think we've had like 15 people give us some ideas on what we need to do to our house when we bought it. But that's another show as far as ideas. But as far as remodeling ideas, we asked Jubilee again about major remodeling tips, things that people do. And so I'm going to bring up an idea, our topic, and then you're going to tell me what that would be as far as what you're fixing along those lines. So if I say lighting fixtures, what kind and where in the house?
So, is it a 2-story home?
Yes.
Okay, 2-story home.
That's
If you
very
have
common. I think there's a lot more 2 stories than 1 story.
Yeah.
Look at her ask the questions. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool. We're going with this.
I'm like, hold on. Okay. 2-story home. You have a walkway that's maybe leads up to stairs. You're gonna put a nice chandelier.
There you go.
Right
Okay,
there.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You know who does a really good job about that? And I don't know if you've ever seen a lot of these builders. Weston Homes
Yeah. that's
always
who
has
I
a
had.
nice wraparound spiral
Mhm.
thing going on.
Other people are starting to take over that.
Yeah.
I guess that's the signature. When you're walking
Yeah.
into a Weston home.
Right. Okay, Lynn, you got any ideas on that?
Fixtures?
Yeah.
I'm totally in love with the entrance one. Our
Yeah.
house at Coles Crossing.
I think that
That's
is a huge
that's
statement
a staple.
piece. Yeah.
You walk into the home and that's all. Even if you have windows,
Mhm.
people drive by, you can see it. It kind of makes them curious.
Right. We're
I
like,
wonder
man,
what they got going in there.
they're really doing good over there.
No, I like that. I like that one. Yeah. I would say that would be the favorite. The second, I guess, would be especially in kitchens now these days, the fixtures above
The
island.
dropping fixtures, like dewdrop kind of fixture,
Yeah,
kind
like
of
those
thing.
pendant.
The
Yeah.
pendant lights
Pendants,
over the
yeah,
islands
that's what I meant,
or
yeah.
the bar.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's
You know what
that's really
I've
big.
discovered at my own personal house
Uh-huh.
is they're called halo lights.
Okay, I think
And
I've seen those.
Have you? Okay,
Yeah.
so like the switch, you can turn it multiple times, and then it changes to
Okay, I
where
haven't
maybe
seen
the
that.
top, it's like a night light
Okay.
almost. So like the top of the light has like a light around it, and then if you want the full light on, it's like the regular light. So it's like LED,
So you have a setting.
LED lighting.
Yeah,
Yep.
you don't have to be
So-
blinding the person sitting at the
Mhm.
island. That's pretty neat.
Yep.
That's
So we
pretty
have them in
nice.
our movie room. We have them outside at the outdoor patio. So if we just
And you
want.
replace these, like the builder didn't put these in
No,
there.
yeah, we did them. My husband's very handy.
All right, we're gonna have to put that an Amazon listing in the comments, everyone. If you want to know what she's talking about, I'm even interested to know what she's talking about. That's pretty neat. Okay, um, okay. So Jubilee's asking me. I don't know, based off of what we said, if this is still a go, but are accent walls still a thing?
Yes,
Okay,
they are. Fireplace accent walls specifically.
okay. So I guess you would say more, not so much of a color, but more textured, like where they
Yeah,
have like
no, it's textured. So
yeah.
like maybe stone slats walls right now are
Okay.
very
I
in.
hate that word shiplap. Shiplap. Put some shiplap.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah,
shiplap.
I call
put
them slat walls. Yeah, slap.
Slap. Okay, so like a textured accent wall. Okay, I can see
Yeah.
that.
So
Opposed to
maybe a
just the
little
color.
less of like the board and batten, like just the boxes.
Yeah.
That's kind of I don't see that as much,
Uh-huh.
but definitely like the slat or fireplace walls. I'm still seeing a lot of that go up.
Okay.
Yeah, we had that when we bought our J. Patrick one.
Yeah.
The whole wall from floor to ceiling where the fireplace is was nothing but tile.
Yeah.
I want to change it, but
It still looks good.
I
it
just
still looks good.
my husband and I just did a accent wall.
Okay, are
We'll have to
y'all? Are
tag
y'all?
it.
I'm starting to figure out. You guys DIYers over there, and
Yeah.
just watching Chip and Joanna games, and
Yep.
say, "Oh, we can do that." That's
We
so
did.
funny. Like I'm getting a splinter just looking at what they're doing. Right now. Upgrade.
I remember whenever he did the accent. So when we moved in, he wanted the special TV, right? It was
Mhm.
going to be flat screen up against. It was a full, just really thin TV, but he had to saw a hole into the ceramic tile, and he was like,
But there's a
this?"
story with that. I hired Best Buy to come out and put this flat, nice, big TV against my fireplace.
Okay.
You weren't going to see any gap. It was literally like a flat TV.
Hmm.
I paid them to come out and put this up, and they're like, well, the plug kind of sticks out. So if we plug it under this, it's going to have like a bump, and we can't do it. You're gonna have to hire someone to put in a like a recessed box.
Oh.
So like
just for the plug.
and he was like, we can't do it because it's electrical. We can't do it, and so like that. And so in my head, I was like, okay, I could buy a drill myself, like a saw. I could do this. And so I psyched myself up, and it was the most frustrating thing in the world.
The plug fell down.
The plug fell through the wall.
No.
Luckily, my wife was there to pull it out because I was losing my mind.
MacGyvered it.
Because Best Buy said they weren't going to come back out. So like I'm sitting in a living room with no TV, and they said they weren't going to come back out until we fixed that. And I just was so frustrated. Finally, we got it. Finally, they did everything. It all worked out, and I felt like I was a handyman. But good
That's
Lord,
awesome. And you gotta start small.
yeah,
That's
good
awesome.
Lord, I probably would have sold the house if that. I was like, you know what? I don't even want this house no more. I'm out of here.
Oh, my goodness.
So you heard what Deidra said. You guys start small, little projects, birdhouses first, and
Yep.
then move to
YouTube will teach you everything you need to know.
yes, YouTube University is very
I think we started off small. We pretty much have done like every wish list that we wanted to do to our house, but the last upgrade is probably the biggest upgrade that we want to do.
What'd you do? Or you're working on it?
We haven't even
Oh,
started, 'cause
okay.
it's the biggest one. We have like those doors that go into attic crawl spaces,
Uh-huh.
and so there's this one door that has a really big attic crawl space, and it has a window, so it would be considered an extra room, and I want to build it out. That'd be my room.
Oh.
like I don't know what it is, but like I know why they leave these attic door open spaces because now all these new constructions have to have access to open attic.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was a full size door. You opened it, and it was literally big enough over the garage where you could have added another room.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Len's like, well, this can be a YouTube studio or my getaway space.
That's
Our
perfect.
kids are already claiming it for their own. They're like, it's another playroom. So,
Never happens. It's mine.
so
Okay, you know what I learned recently about that?
Yeah.
So as long as, so I'm guessing the roof.
a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so with the appraisal, the only way, if you go to sell the home,
Okay.
the only way that you can count it as a room is as long as the ceiling to the floor has to be 8 feet, 50% of the room.
Ah.
I did not know that. Guys, write it down. 50%,
Yeah,
8 feet
I just learned that.
for additional space to be counted on the appraisal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you,
So the ceiling, so you know how sometimes they have like those attic rooms,
right.
but sometimes they don't count them as a room because they measure it.
So, riddle me
If the
this.
slope, I'm not an appraiser. Y'all need to get your own disclaimer here.
All
Disclaimer.
complaint emails sent to, okay.
Hold on.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. I've been in appraisal for 40 years. Okay.
But yes, so.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I did not know that. I knew air condition had to be to the room.
And the window.
And a window. And it has
Mhm.
both of those things. If we were to
Oh, it has.
make it.
It has already central AC.
It doesn't well, I mean,
or you could easily
yeah,
tap in.
you can
Okay.
tap in. Yeah, it's easily do, and they put a window over the garage, so you could technically use that for the window. And so yeah, I mean, all it is finding the right contractor to go out there and do it for me for a good price. But yeah, that's kind of like, because we did a lot of things. We did the movie room. That was really big for me because I wanted that. If you buy a house with a movie room, you want that to be right. So that was right. Lynn finally got her kitchen the way she wanted, which kind of leads me to my last question on hardware and fixtures. Like, we bought this new J. Patrick home, and it blew my mind. There was no fixtures on the kitchen stuff.
Yeah.
What?
On the kitchen drawers.
Oh, none of them come with drawers.
That's the most irritating thing to try to open.
Get your fingernails in there and try to...
Yes, none of them come. New
Yeah.
construction, none of them come with.
That's so that boggles
And if
my
it's
mind.
got the soft close, it's even harder to
Yeah.
open.
Yes.
Yes,
Like, I would have took a little knob. It didn't have to be a lot, but I mean, luckily Amazon came through, as it always does. But we found some great handles, and handled it all up. Found some. I got to install them, so it came out really, really good. But again, it
Wasn't that expensive
irked
No.
me to the living end why I would chip my nails because I'm trying to get a fork.
See, my fingernails were a little bit longer than yours, so it's easier for... But yeah,
That's so funny that you mentioned that because I just sold a new construction home
Yeah.
up in Conroe, and they had the soft close. So I told my buyers were out of state, so they didn't even see the house before they bought it.
Right.
And so I told the husband, I was like, "Hey, the first thing you should do is buy some handles because these are like kind of hard to open. I'm not gonna lie."
That's funny. It's
I was
like I
like-
broke all the soft clothes because I'm just trying to get a fork. Oh my goodness. So we are excited about what's around the corner as far as with real estate. We've kind of been seeing rates kind of moving, trickle down a little bit. And so
They're all over the place.
they're all over the place.
Disclaimer, we don't know what's going on.
I did an event at a title company yesterday, and they asked me that question. I told them no comment because I don't want them coming after me. Well, you said it was going to be in the fives.
Everybody asked that question last year. Everybody asked that question.
Right.
What's
I asked
Ray
that
gonna
question.
do? Well, we kind of think that probably towards the end of the year we're going to see a dip. End of the year comes. What are they going to do? I don't know.
Tell them. Didn't you tell me this? I would have $1 million. I would not be in this industry if I had that magic ball.
Right.
I'd be a millionaire.
That's
Right.
exactly what I said.
So I think what's cool about you and what aside from the appraisal thing that I didn't know about, but I think when you're talking to a new customer to kind of get them excited about buying a new house, because you're doing all these DIY things, if you were to walk into a home with a buyer, you're getting excited about it just as much as they are because you can see the possibilities of what the home could truly be.
Yep.
And she has the patience to be able to input and take input and kind of give ideas. I love her patience.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're right.
But yes, no, it does. It definitely helps
Yeah.
to be able to, because all buyers, and I tell all my buyers this: you are never gonna find a perfect home.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There's things that I prefer over my old home versus my new home, and things that I didn't even know I wouldn't like till I got in it.
Uh-huh.
You don't know what it's like till you live in it. But yes, there's things that are easily fixable. The
Right.
handles is a big one.
Yeah.
That's such an easy. I mean, there's a little thing you can buy on Amazon that it helps you make the holes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
helps
yeah.
you make like the holes. So it's kind of, it makes it a lot easier. So just that, and then hey, I want to break down a wall. I'm like, okay, well, I have contractors. We can see, make sure it's not a low hanging wall.
Right.
So yeah, but it definitely
And that's good,
helps.
because if you're walking in there like, man, I don't like it, and you're like, yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah,
then,
no,
I'm not buying anything.
yeah, that would not be good. That would make my job way harder.
Right. You
Yeah,
gotta
but
say,
bringing in
no,
that
this house has a
imagination.
lot of possibilities.
Yes. Yeah. I have that right now actually with my buyer. He wants to be able to fit his truck in the garage.
Okay.
And
What kind of truck is this guy rocking? That?
it's a regular truck.
Okay.
I actually found the specifications on it. It's 21 feet
Okay.
long. But the homes like downtown, they're
Right.
not building
yeah.
new construction homes that have that, they're building more up.
Yeah.
So right now we're looking to move a wall in
Mhm.
order to fit his truck. But
Right.
that's his deal breaker.
The truck.
Yep. The
Hey,
truck has to
sometimes
go
your
in the
truck's your
truck.
baby.
Yep. The truck's got to go in the garage. So I'm like, okay, well, let's find one we can move a wall.
I like the truck. I mean, I like the house, but my truck hates it. And let's find something else. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, but that's good though, because, like you said, if I'm walking in and either it's the kitchen, the biggest thing is, like, me and Lynn had a lot of checklists, and I'm sure you did too when you buy your home, about what you wanted, and we bended on a couple of things, but God, we would not change what we did to our house to this point. We've done a lot of stuff.
And it was funny because we bought at during the whole 2021 mass craziness, multiple offers, and we lost crazy.
So many.
Yeah.
So many. Like, there was probably at least 12, if not more, like, offers that we submitted that we got into the bidding war, and then even with us being so aggressive, we still lost it.
Oh,
And we kept on going back to this builder,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, it's a little too far away. I'm not quite sure if we really like the house. And by the last time we got off, like we were rejected on an offer, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Richard went back to the builder, and it was under contract, and they're like, you know what? I don't think my buyer is going to be giving the earnest money, so if I don't have the earnest money, by Saturday, this house is yours. We're not putting it on the market, and you don't have to go through the whole craziness. I was like, sold.
Put me in.
Put me in. But everybody was like, you settled on your home. But I love my home now. My home, we made it exactly what we wanted it to be.
Yes.
I will admit that when we first bought it, I was like, I'm not quite sure.
Yep.
But we needed to make the move. So, but now I love it.
You can make anything feel like home. Yep. We bought a brand new construction home, brand new.
Yeah.
But it was the basic, most walls. All you could look at was white walls, and I was like, oh, this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot to the house as well.
Well, Deidra, we're so happy that you're able to come on our show, educate our buyers, let them know the ins and outs. I'm going to put her contact information below, because I think now that we're going into a market, you're going to need someone that can have the eye to see the possibilities in your home ownership and be able to set you on the right direction as far as how much your home is worth, because she has the background, ladies and gentlemen. We only want experts on the show. We just want to make sure that you guys know what you need to know to become a buyer or a seller, and having those agents relationships are a big part of that. So we're going to put her contact information below in the comments. Please don't hesitate to reach out to her, and she'll be happy to help you guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So, Deidra, we have a 5 for 5 here. We asked you 5 questions. And so, we're going to ask you these 5 questions. The first question is...
Okay. I want to do what we did with Brian. I want to do what we did with Brian. I want to see if I know what it is before she answers it.
Okay.
Okay.
I may not, though.
The anticipation.
I'm scared. I just want to leave the show now. First question: if you could master any skill in a short amount of time, like you just automatically master that skill, what would it be and why? So, Lynn, what do you think that? That's not how we played it.
I think based off of our conversation and knowing how crafty she is and knowing her patience, I don't know, like house flipping.
Yep.
Sure, that's
No,
sure.
100%.
That's it. You know what?
That was my 2025 goal.
Sold. House flipping.
Done. Check.
House flipping. And why?
I'm not going to answer the why.
Well, hold on. Let me say on a personal level. Are we talking personal or business?
Yes.
Anything. If you can
Okay.
learn, like if you can learn how to make pancakes, like IHOP, and that was a skill.
Oh,
Why?
okay. You are editing these. Okay.
Boop.
On a personal level, I would say I wish I could cook like anything
Mhm.
without needing like a recipe.
Okay.
Like,
So
I
like
wish-
you can
I
just
wish-
open the refrigerator and you're like, done.
Yes, like just like being able to know what spices are good with what,
Yeah.
and just having that, like, I would go to a million cooking classes just to like learn that skill, to not have to go ask my Alexa to tell me a recipe.
Right.
And have to follow instructions.
Yeah. You just wish you can see it, do it, and then everybody's eating.
Well, I know a lot of people, I'm sure all chefs are like this.
Right.
That they just can smell something, or like sometimes I'll hear people say, "Oh, it's got too much salt." I'm like, I don't taste whatever's in this. It just tastes good. It just tastes good to me. It's either good or it's bad. That's the level of
peppers in here. Well, if you say so, but it just tastes good. I like it.
Coriander in there?
Yeah.
That's
I think
so funny.
that's something I would like to master.
Okay, cooking, just instant cooking, chef level cooking.
Yes.
Iron Chef level cooking. They give you an ingredient and you're making something out of it.
I wish.
Awesome.
I don't want the ingredient. I want them to tell me. I want to be able to go like on a show, like those shows that they give you.
They
give you all the
beat Bobby Flay.
Yes, they give you the ingredients. They're like, go make something.
Okay,
if I had to do that, I'd be like, what the?
What
is this?
Cucumber chicken, a salad. Who knows? Okay.
Richard and I watched that show.
Yeah.
That's a common one for us.
I think we
the
like
baking
watching that
one,
show.
The newer-ish one. Is it cake?
Yeah, that's a good show. But I think we watch the cooking show not so much so we can say is it good or not. We just want to feel like a judge for our brief moment in time and be like,
because we don't know.
ew, that looks horrible. I'd never eat that. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose.
They have more texture in their food. They have brighter colors. Did you see the plating on it? It's beautiful.
Knowing if we made it ourselves, we'd completely ruin the whole thing. It'd be funny.
My plating does not look that good. Here you go, kids.
Question number 2.
Okay.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen when you've done a house showing? When you've done an open house, like when you had to go show a house? What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in a house?
Oh my gosh, there was one. Oh, what was it?
Oh, this is good.
No, there was one that would be perfect for this, and I'm not. I just remember.
It was
being
so
like,
bad
what the
she
heck?
blocked it from her mind.
I did. Oh shoot! Dang it! I don't remember. There was one that would have been perfect for this, and I can't remember what it is.
It's that bad, ladies and gentlemen. We can't even tell you because it's just that bad. Okay.
I did block it from my head, but hold on. So let me see. What's the second weirdest? I think it was, there was a bathroom in the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, sometimes you gotta go.
I think that was another odd. I thought that was just a weird placement.
Yeah, I would love to see what that description was saying about the bathroom in the kitchen. You know, making food on the go and you gotta go. You know?
Like that's a sanitary issue.
Y'all remember the old movie Molly Ringwald? Yes, it's showing my age. But it's called Four Keeps, and
can pick a celebrity to buy a house for, buy or sell a house for, who would that celebrity be? Don't say Taylor Swift, please.
Carrie Underwood is what I was going
Okay,
to say.
Carrie Underwood.
Yes.
That'd be cool. Would you try to
I
get
don't
some
even
singing
have a
lessons
why.
out of her? I mean, like,
No, I can't sing.
we can negotiate the commission.
My son told me I can't sing.
Well,
Richard
kids
tells me I
kids
can't
are
sing,
honest.
but I beg to differ.
I used to think, my dad used to tell me I could sing, but I think he was lying to me.
We're supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Richard.
You sing like a bird. I didn't say which bird, but
Richard.
I can't even tell you why Carrie Underwood, but I just.
well, she's a
on
pretty
my-
big star.
She is.
I
love her voice.
I think
it's
out of
just a
all
very-
the American Idols, she, in my mind, is the only one that really made it. Okay, Kelly Clarkson too, because
Yeah.
you still see
But,
her,
Yeah.
but you
right?
don't see
Kelly
anybody.
Clarkson is still around?
Yeah,
Yeah.
She has her show.
Yeah.
She has her but she
was
sings?
a judge
I don't think
on
she
The
sings.
Voice.
Okay.
I don't think she
Well,
sings.
I mean, Carrie Underwood still does all the Sunday night
oh, yeah.
football.
You know how much money
and-
she gets every time
Oh.
that's played?
How much?
It's like $1.3 million.
Oh,
Every time they play, are you ready for some football?
man.
It's nuts.
My parents.
See, I could be doing that.
Yes. Yes, you could.
You wouldn't have to do anything else. You just sang that one song. You could just go to bed after
Yes,
that.
Really
she
funny
could.
story. Our daughter was going to a choir's concert, or no, choir audition for something for school. And she had been practicing all week. And she'd been practicing for me and singing and everything. And we're in the car on the way, which I hadn't heard her all week. And this is my second oldest daughter who loves joking around with Richard. She's probably one of our wittiest kids out of all of them and has an amazing sense of humor. So Richard's in the car and he's like, okay, Sophia, sing me your song. And she starts singing, but she's singing in her soprano voice. And he's like, no. Stop playing around. Sing me with your real voice. And she's like,
Oh, no.
Because she's always playing, and I thought she was playing.
Oh, you just hurt
That's
her
okay.
feelings.
I bought her ice cream afterwards. We're good.
She's amazing. And like all the judges were singing her praises, and I had to talk her off the ledge because he went to go into the gas station to get something out of there. I was like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay,
He doesn't sing, okay?
He's
He
half
tried.
deaf.
He wouldn't do
Yes.
anything.
He's partially deaf.
that's
Don't
too
ignore
funny.
him.
What's a guilty pleasure of binge watching TV show? What's your guilty pleasure binge watching TV?
Which show?
Yeah,
Right now it's Younger.
Younger.
That's what it's called, Younger.
I haven't heard of
It's
that.
got like 7 seasons on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I can't
Mhm.
go. Like me and Lynn have done some things.
We have watched that. Is that the one with the lady?
Liza, she acts like she's 40. No, she
Yes.
acts
Oh,
like she's 27.
Is that the one where she's like at the
She
news?
lies about her age.
Yes,
'cause
we
she's a
watched that whole
publisher.
season. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
it's so
It's
it's
addicting.
short. It
Yeah,
is.
it is
I was up
addicting.
till 3 a.m. watching it
Yeah.
recently.
And it's not so much because of her, and you're like, oh, she's gonna get found out. She's gonna get found out. It's that one comic relief girl who's like
Yes.
rich and like she just says what's on her mind.
Yeah,
like,
Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren's
Lauren.
hilarious.
Yes.
You're like that. That was a good show. We watched all that. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
pretty happy about that. So you finished it? I just
I'm
don't-
on season 5.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna ruin it.
Yeah,
for
don't
you.
ruin it.
Okay. What did you? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay. Last question. If you weren't a real estate agent, what would be your dream job?
Dream job.
Or what would be
Real
that?
estate was my dream,
Well,
and now
okay.
I'm in it.
Okay.
So
well,
what
then,
would it be?
What?
An athlete.
An athlete?
Mhm.
What sport?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. Were you an athlete back in the day?
I was.
Nice.
I was.
So you had the vertical and everything, huh?
I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
Spiking.
played basketball, volleyball, softball, ran track.
So going to the Olympics, winning the gold in volleyball.
That would have been a dream.
You could still do it.
Okay.
She's only 25.
Ah,
you're
yeah,
only,
I'm
you're only
25.
25.
That's so true.
Don't sell yourself short.
Yep.
Do you have your kids in volleyball or anything? Like that?
Zara's only 4, so she does play. I have her hit the ball every once in a while.
Oh.
My son plays basketball.
That's awesome because, like, you know, I mean, I have girls now at home because my son's in the Marines, but it's not like I can say, all right, let's go out there. And I played football, and so it's not like I can teach
Okay,
them
let's go
that, but
football.
I have to yell at them at all these other sports like swim. They're in swim, so like I can't relate to that. I know how to swim, and I couldn't tell you how to athletically Mike Phillips swim, but All I could do is just yell from the sideline, faster, move your arms, pedal. I don't know.
Go.
Get your floaty.
Hold your breath. Don't drown.
Jeez.
Yep, that's too
Last
funny.
year was Isabella's first year doing swim, and bless her heart, she could not jump off the jumping block for anything in the world. And I was like, it's okay, you'll get there. So second year is gonna be better.
Oh, just be their support system.
Yes.
Good job.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to us. Another episode of the Lending Labyrinth. We post episodes every Friday. And remember, navigating the maze of buying a home can be confusing, but it's good to have a map. And we are that map for you. Thank you so much for our guest today, Lynn and Deidra.